Hi, I'm DIY Dave, and today I'm going to show you how I cleaned the throttle body on my 2011 Toyota Camry XLE. I hope you find the video as informative as I would have found it had I had it before I did this job. Thank you and enjoy. This is the engine compartment of the 2011 Toyota Camry XLE. There are three areas highlighted here. The first is the engine block cover. The second is the throttle body, which is outlined in a red square. And then the third is the air filter. For the purposes of cleaning the throttle body, we'll be working in all of those areas. What you're looking at here is a zoomed in area of the engine where we're going to be working to remove the throttle body in order to clean it. The throttle body is highlighted with the red rectangle, and then the 5 white circles indicate connections that are going to be loosened or removed during the process of removing the throttle body and then reinstalling it. Step 1 is to unplug the sensor. The plug simply squeezes on the sides and then just releases from the unit. Step 2 is to remove the engine block cover. The engine block cover is removed by pulling it up vertically. It is simply fastened in over the engine mechanically. It doesn't require any snaps or tools or anything. Step 3 is to remove the clip and then the tube from the fitting. The clip removes just by the force of your fingers, and then you can slide that up the tube and then pull the tube away. Step 4 is to loosen the hose clip that's attached to the throttle body. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver for this, and what you're looking at in this picture is a DeWalt drill that I had used with the Phillips head. You just want to loosen it so that you can move the clip around and then leave it in position for removal later. Step 5 is to remove the 2 tubes that are connected to the plastic housing. These tubes, simply by using the pressure of your fingers and then pulling them off, will come off. Step 6 is to loosen the hose clip. This clip is clamped between the hose unit and the air filter, and what you want to do is use a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen that up so that it can be removed. Step 7 is to remove the unit from the air filter. What you do here is just shimmy that plastic piece away from the air filter, and then you want to lift it up in order to get it free from the hose connection port there. Step 8 is to remove the hose from the throttle body. Here what you'll need to do is just pull that hose end away from the throttle body, and then this will enable you to be able to put that hose unit aside for the rest of the procedure. Step 9 is to put the hose connector aside, and so you just want to lift it out of the way so that you have room to work. Step 10 is to remove the hoses from the throttle body. These hoses require a pair of pliers to press the 2 metal ends there, and then you want to press the ends and then pull it away from the tube end there so that you can then pull the tube off of the nipple that is on the throttle body. So you want to do the one on the right first and then the one on the left so that you can easily have access to those, because it's a lot tighter to work in those positions than maybe the picture indicates. Step 11 is to unplug the electrical connection. Again, what you'll need to do is squeeze the sides of this connection and then pop it out just like you would unplug a cord from an outlet. Step 12 is to remove the 4 bolts holding the throttle body in place. You'll need a socket and a ratchet to be able to remove these bolts. There's several threads on them. So you would start and remove the ones on the top and then the ones on the bottom there. Even though you can't see the one on the bottom left and the bottom right, they are there. They're tough to get into, but with a socket and a ratchet, you'll be able to get in there to loosen them up so that you can remove the throttle body. Step 13 is to remove the throttle body from the engine. So you've got all the connectors removed, and what you need to do here is just remove the throttle body, but be very careful. There is a rubber seal on the base plate there, and you want to just be careful not to do anything that might damage that seal as you're removing it. What you see here is the throttle body that's removed, and the areas where there's carbon buildup, commonly called coking, are highlighted in red. You can see that darker area on the inside of the throttle body. That's what needs to be removed from the throttle body in order to have it operate at its fullest potential. To clean the coking off of the throttle body, what you'll need to do is purchase a throttle body and air intake cleaner from a local auto store. Note, this is critical that you shouldn't be using any soap or acetone or other things on this critical piece, because there are special coatings inside, and you want to make sure that you do not damage those coatings. So it's critical to use a throttle body and air intake cleaner as it's specially designed for this portion of the engine. So what I did was I took my throttle body onto my driveway and sprayed it pretty liberally with the throttle body cleaner right in the areas where the coking was prevalent. Then I took a paper towel and I rubbed those areas after it was saturated to remove the coking. I had to do this several times, so I would spray it, wipe it with a paper towel, and then spray it again, let it sit, and then wipe it until I got the throttle body clean. So what you can see there is the before and after pictures of the throttle body. Now that the throttle body is clean, it's ready to be put back into the engine. So the first step is to put it onto the bolt flange on the engine, and be careful of the O-ring again that's in there, that rubber seal. You want to wipe it down, just get any debris off of it so that nothing's on it when you put the throttle body back on. Then you'll just want to be careful just to line the throttle body and put it right into position on that 4-bolt flange. Next, you want to insert the 4 bolts. Start by putting the bolts in one at a time and thread them in so that they're threaded but loose. And then you want to tighten them in a crisscross pattern. So you'll start with the top left bolt, tighten that in, then go to the bottom right bolt, tighten that, then go to the top right bolt, tighten that, and then go to the bottom left bolt and tighten that. The reason you want to do that is you want to try to apply an even pressure to that seal and interface as you're putting the throttle body back on so that it gets a good seal and a good contact with the flange. Step 18 is to plug the electrical connector back into place on the throttle body. Step 19 is to install the hoses back onto the throttle body. You want to start with the hose there on the left because there's a limited amount of room. Put the hose onto the nipple, then use your pliers to squeeze that metal clip and put it right into position up against the throttle body. Once you're done with the one on the left, then do the one on the right. At this point, you want to take the hose connector that you had set aside and just have it make its way into position to attach the end to the throttle body. And now what you want to do is take the tube end there that attaches to the throttle body, just work it over the flange and put it in position with the hose connector there. Now you want to attach the hose unit to the air filter. So this is the opposite end that you were working against the throttle body. You'll need to move that plastic housing, force it left so that you can get that connector onto the tube of the air filter. Just work that in, get that connected to the air filter, and then you're going to be ready to fasten or tighten the tube straps. Okay, using a socket wrench or a Phillips head screwdriver, tighten that hose clamp onto the air filter. Step 24 is to install those two tubes back onto the plastic housing. They just go on just by simply grabbing them with your fingers and sliding them onto the nipples on the housing. Step 25 is to tighten the hose clip. So using your Phillips head screwdriver, just tighten that until it's snug. Step 26 is to reattach the tube and then put the clip into position, again using the force of your fingers for the clip. Step 27 is to reattach the engine block cover. What you'll want to do is get that cover in position and then just apply force directly down with your hands until it locks into place. Step 28 is to plug the sensor back in. The final step is to turn the car on, allow the engine to idle for 3 to 5 minutes, and then you're all set. Remember, if something needs to be done in your life, look in the mirror for the right person before exploring other options. No one cares more about the quality, the cost, and the execution of the task in your life than you. Please like this video and subscribe. And on behalf of DIY Dave Productions, I'm DIY Dave. Thank you and have a great day.